I know. This movie has a kick-ass soundtrack. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 31 Days of Horror. I am your host, Moon616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yes, Day 6 is here, and I've got a film here from 2015, and when I first heard the title of this film, I knew I had to see it. And, you know, with a title like this, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into right away. At least I should hope you would think. But anyways, the film in question here is called Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. Yes, I love the cover art on this. It's just fantastic. Some good stuff right there. Yeah, this movie right here is basically, it's a satire of 80s slashers and just a big parody of 80s horror films in general. Yeah, so, and with that said, there actually is no part 1 and part 2 to this film, so if that's something you're wondering right now why I'm reviewing part 3, it's because there is no part 1 and part 2, which leads me into the synopsis of this film. Basically how this film starts out, it kind of gives you the backstory of Dude Bro Party Massacre Part 1 and 2, then it gets into the story of Part 3 where it follows your main character, Brent Chirino. He had a twin brother by the name of Brock who went to this school, and he was part of the Delta Bi's fraternity. And basically what happened is Brock ended up getting killed. So now Brent has kind of shown up at the school. He's not really pledging to get into the fraternity. He just kind of wants to infiltrate the Delta Bi's and you know, investigate what happened to his brother so he can exact some revenge. The thing is, right after he gets there, the Delta Bi's are doing their annual huge fraternity prank, which goes horribly wrong. Ultimately, they get suspended from school property, where they have to move their party out to the woods, where they start getting picked off by a killer by the name of Motherface, who could potentially be the same killer from part 1 and part 2. And yeah, that's your film right there. Now, my thoughts on this one. Now, like I said, this is a satire. It's just a big homage to 80s slasher films and stuff like that. So you know right away that this one's going to be over the top. Everything about this movie is completely over the top. The acting, the storyline, the dialogue, the blood, the gore, just absolutely everything about this movie is completely over the top. Now, I know these films aren't for everybody. And, you know, the problem is with these movies is that, you know, a lot of the comedy sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. In this case, I think a lot of it actually does work, which was kind of a good thing. There's a lot of smart jokes in this film that just kind of, it runs its course though, man. It's insane because right from the opening scene in this film right to the very last scene in the film, it's just non-stop jokes. And you know, some work better than others, than, you know, other jokes and things like that. But I think overall the product, man, is pretty funny. A lot of the characters are completely ridiculous, over the top. And I really do like the idea of this kind of, this homoerotic kind of undertones of the film of the Delta Bi's and things like that. It's just so funny. There's so many scenes in the film where there's like, no girls allowed, and it's just, there's just so many ridiculous things about this film, but I have to say, man, they did a really good job with this film. Now, the interesting thing about this one is how the film's presented to you. Basically, Dude Bro Party Massacre 3 was supposed to be this long-lost film that no one has ever really seen. But they found a copy because this teenage kid had recorded it off TV on a VHS tape, and that's how we're seeing it for the first time presented in the film, is through this VHS tape. So the whole film looks like, you know, it was shot in the 80s, shot on video and things like that, but it does look really good. Now, with that said, now when you're watching this tape, you kind of get you get commercials in the middle of the film, and I really like the way they did the commercials in this film, because they don't overstay their welcome whatsoever. Basically, where you would have transitions in a film, it kind of cuts to these little quick commercials, which I say, for the most part, are absolutely hilarious in the film. Some of them are just, like, I was rolling on the couch in a couple of them, man. They're pretty funny stuff. So I love the way they presented this film. It's very, you know, there's a lot of effort put into this. It's very funny in parts and stuff like that. So Yeah, there's this one commercial, it's a little quick bit where this dude drives over this cliff and his car explodes, and I just fucking lost it laughing. It was so funny. But I really like how they didn't overextend, because I've seen movies like this where they've tried to throw commercials into the transition period, and they've kind of overextended, you know, the commercials run 30 seconds or a minute like that. No, these ones sometimes are like 2-3 seconds long. It's kind of cool. It almost looks like it was edited out and things like that, so that's really cool. But you know, with that said, man, I thought the practical effects in this one were really cool, man. Lot of blood and gore, especially in the first like 10 minutes explaining the first two films. The kill count it's up there, and there's all this blood and gore and stuff. There's one hilarious scene in this film involving a zip line and half a body, and it's so ridiculous how the scene happens. But this whole scene just cracks me up, because they actually have a joke in the film of, I guess it was one of their previous annual jokes that they'd done. They blew up this dam and they sunk this whole city. And that kind of comes back into play for them, and it kind of haunts a little bit. It's pretty fucking funny, I have to admit, though. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this film. I thought Motherface was a funny-ass killer. It's basically just a play on Leatherface completely. The mask almost looks identical and stuff like that. But yeah, no, this one had me intrigued throughout the whole thing. And generally with a film that runs 103 minutes, I think that's actually one of the biggest downfalls to the film, is that it does run a little bit too long. I think some of the jokes probably could have been cut out. There is some funny ass scenes involving, what's his name? Patton Oswalt. He's in this film. There's even a cameo by Larry King in this film, which is so random to be in like this independent horror film and stuff. But so you got the, you know, those things are kind of going. The whole scenes with Patton Oswalt, like that whole kind of subplot in the film, it is what it is, man. I didn't really think it was fully necessary to even be in the film. I thought that was kind of a minor glitch in the film itself. You could have done this film without that whole subplot, for sure. It just, at times I felt like it was kind of taken away and stuff, but, you know, it was kind of a nice break from the generality of, you know, the scenes out in the woods and things like that. But yeah, Bro Party Massacre 3, without giving any more scenes away and stuff like that, I had a really fun time with this. Like I said, it's not for everybody. If you're into very much over-the-top, you know, satire films, you know, check this one out, man. I think it's a lot of fun. And, man, I have to say the end scene in this film is absolutely fucking so funny. I don't know, the way it went down, the way they did it just made me piss myself laughing. I was like, that's so ridiculous. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense to the whole comedy elements of the film. But yeah, Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, give it a shot, man, if you can find this one. It's really independent and stuff, but I had a blast with it. So if I had to rate this one, I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. So much fun. Like I said, some of the comedy works better than other jokes in the films and stuff like that, but it's always going to happen with these type of films. But at least the gore and blood is awesome. The one kind of interesting thing about this is I don't believe there's any tits in this thing, because of the homoerotic undertones of the film being the Delta Bis and things like that. Oh my god, there's even one character, he's all paranoid that his girlfriend's gonna steal his virginity and stuff. And actually that whole scene kind of goes down pretty funny too, but I don't want to give anything else away. Check it out. Dude Bro Party Massacre 3 here on day 6. Give it a shot. I know it's not going to be for everybody. I know my boy JP will hate this film with a passion, but it's not as silly and goofy as Mutantis. But anyways guys, that's gonna do it for day 6, and as usual, peace. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to day 6 here on the 31 days of horror. Yeah. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the 31 days of horror. This one right here is called fuck man, Jesus Christ. Cut.